Coming soon, life-size to giant screen theaters.
You know, for us, it's one of those subjects which is just perfect for the IMAX screen. You know, being able to dive down with them and feel like you're right there with them. It's a project that we've always wanted to do, and we found the right partner. And over the last 4 years, we've made this film into one of the best we've ever made.
I think it'll be amazing. I mean, you can only imagine what it might be like to be in the water with a whale, you know, to be right up close and personal with one. And I can imagine the nearest thing that most of us are ever going to get to that is watching them on this massive IMAX screen.
Well, it was really fun to work on this film because, as you can see, you get such incredibly beautiful image, and watching it on the big screen is just like amazing. I mean, I've never seen whales so up and close and beautiful, particularly in their breeding areas, than you can get with an IMAX camera. At times you can actually see the whale spinning by. As it pirouettes, it keeps your eye on you. It's almost like you're dancing with the whale. So it's nothing like having them on a big screen. To get these beautiful images, we actually, you can go to Tonga where it's legal to swim with the animals. You very carefully get into the water with your IMAX camera. You spend a lot of time hanging out. Sometimes the whales will come to you, or you very carefully swim up to the animals. And if you're patient, if you're gentle with them, you can use these large IMAX cameras to get this incredible, incredible image. And you can't get me out of the theater now. Even when I've worked with these animals for decades, this film is so cool because I can just see their entire bodies, larger than life. And in Alaska, the water tends to be a bit more darker, so you can see in this production, in this film, you get to look into their eyes, and that is an incredibly touching moment.
You look right into their eyes in some scenes in the film, and you feel connected to them. So I think that the audience is going to get a great experience from watching this movie. We got shots that no one has ever gotten with humpback whales before. It's a truly earth-shattering film and has many scenes that you'll never see anywhere else.
There's some amazing photography. There's some absolutely splendiferous shots of whales in their habitat, in their world, that I've never seen the like of before. Beautiful. You get to know them. You get to feel that you get a sense of their character, so you get to know them a little bit.
The thing that thrills me is the humpbacks will appear life-size on the gigantic IMAX screen.
There's never been a truly giant screen film on humpback whales, and I think this will be the first time where audiences really get the sense and the feel of swimming with the humpback whale, and really feel like they are right there and get to connect emotionally with them. In one scene, you actually get to see their eye look right at you, and it's so impactful.
In fact, it's been shown time and time again that kids learn much faster by watching an IMAX film than reading a book or watching a television show, and that information that they learn is memorized in a way that makes it indelible. They feel like they're experiencing it firsthand, which is always the best way to learn.
I think IMAX documentaries are really important, especially with wildlife ones, because our children go and see them. You know, it's a great outing with the kids to go and see a movie. It's such a unique experience to see a film on these huge screens. And so if you're taking our children, as we do, to these screens, and then you're showing them these incredible, magnificent beasts, you know, animals, then that's great. Then the next generation will help to look after them even.
We're very lucky to have Ewan McGregor as our narrator, because he just brings the script to life. As soon as we heard him actually reading the script, we just, you know, we were all smiles, because he's wonderful.
Emphasize curious a little bit.
Okay. But after a few weeks, the calves get bolder and take off on their own. They're so curious, and they've got so much energy.
Well, working with Ewan McGregor, it's something that I've wanted to do for the past decade. He's such a great talent, and I love his voice. He's Scottish, like I am, and he's kind of a poet. The way that he speaks, the kind of literary intelligence that he brings to the movie is pretty profound. And I think once you hear his voice in the film, you'll kind of fall in love with him and his sensitivity towards the ocean.
Each calf stays with its mother only about 1 year to learn about the world, how to migrate thousands of miles, what to eat and how to find it, who to trust and who to fear.
One of the main things for making the IMAX film Humpback Whales as good as it could be was to make sure that we got those shots where you felt like you were right there, right next to a humpback whale in perfect 200, 300 foot visibility. I was about 2 feet away from the mom. I couldn't believe that I was able to get that close. And I was filming, and I really felt like I had this connection with this amazing animal, and she was completely comfortable with me and our crew being with her. It was almost like we were being able to peek into her world, and it was profound. It was incredible, and at the same time I knew we were getting the best footage possible, and I knew that audiences would have the same type of impact that I would.
In terms of being able to find and film these animals, it can be very challenging. After all, they are wild animals. They live in the huge ocean. When the film team went to Tonga, actually it took a couple weeks to actually even find the whales. And I know there was like people starting to get a little frustrated and a little worried, are we even going to find them? And eventually, obviously, the whales showed up, and it was just this magical moment when you have your first interaction with the mother and the calf. And it was great when the film team came up to Hawaii, because there's lots of whales up there, and whales were everywhere. And so they got incredibly wonderful footage, and the whales truly come alive on the big screen. So come on down here to the Science Center and celebrate this wonderful, wonderful Party with the Humpback Whale recovery.